Hi everyone, Luigi from Boreal Outdoor Innovations bring you another video. Today we are at the Juki sewing machine, preparing the machine to repair some stove jack gaskets for some Snowtrekker tents for some of our clients. So basically this video is about tips and tricks on how to prevent premature wear on your stove jack gaskets. So we always get panicked phone calls every year from clients across the province and across the country for that matter, asking us if we have the capacity and know how to sew these things on. We are one of the few companies out there that can actually do this, because if you did manage to find someone with a very large capacity sewing machine like we have right here, this is a very large industrial sewing machine, chances are that a lot of people do not have the high temperature sewing thread or have the experience with sewing with high temperature sewing thread. This stuff is very, very expensive, and a lot of people don't stock this and don't know how to work with it. So we have here our fiberglass sewing thread, which is standard equipment. And then if you want to take it to another levels, we have our Kevlar stainless steel sewing thread. So people that ask for the Kevlar sewing thread, as the name implies, if I were to unravel the very, very tip, you'll see actually stainless steel running through the whole center core. Outfitting guides, hunting guides, I use this because it actually lasts much longer than the fiberglass version. A lot more expensive, but it will last a long time. The Kevlar sewing thread is made in Canada, and the other one is made in the USA. We only use top-of-the-line sewing threads for our high-temperature, fire-retardant applications. Now, with that being said, we see two common problems every time we get tents from clients. One is that guys run their stove way too hot, and what ends up happening is the whole perimeter and the gasket itself starts to break down. You can see the threads start unraveling and the whole thing comes apart. The second issue is that when guys are operating their stove, they don't check the contact point from the exhaust pipe to the bottom of their stove jack. So what ends up happening is the stove operates, snow melts, and then the exhaust pipes start making contact, they sag, and basically they are resting at the very tip here. And with all that pressure, weight, and heat, it starts to break down their gasket, and then that point starts to unravel, then eventually the whole thing comes off. So tips and tricks on how to prevent your stove jack gasket from prematurely wearing out is always use a stove top temperature gauge to monitor the temperature of your stove. And of course, as it gets too hot, you can just bring the temperature down by cutting off the oxygen level. And number two is every time you are operating your stove, make sure every half hour to an hour you're checking that exhaust pipe so that it's not sagging and dangling on your stove jack itself. You can definitely prevent premature wear just by doing those two things. So there you have it, folks. Another video from Boreal Outdoor Innovations. If you have any questions, you can always give us a call, email us. We always love to chat about gear with you and love to answer your questions. Take care, friends, and we'll see you on the trails.